Hello, here is the news at this hour from Tstv. I am Olaide Amosu. Here are some major headlines. Makinde gives marching orders on escaped killer suspect in AKINYELE. And Reps probe alleged waste of $500 million NIGCOMSAT satellite project fund. On the foreign scene, Mali's president announced his resignation after rebel troops launched coup. And in the world of sports, Barcelona appoint KOEMAN as head coach. Now the news in details. The Oyo State Governor, Engineer Makinde, has on Tuesday gave marching orders to security operatives to ensure the rearrest of Sunday Shodipe, the notorious suspect alleged to be involved in the series of murders in AKINYELE, who escaped from police custody in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, on Saturday. The governor, who was represented by the Special Advisor on Security, Kampo Fatayo Owosheni, at a town hall meeting held at AKINYELE local government, said the rearrest of the alleged mastermind of at least 6 ritual killings in Ibadan must be made a top priority of security operatives. Meanwhile, in a statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the governor, Mr. Taiwo Adisa, who indicated that Governor Makinde reiterated that his administration places premium on the security of lives and properties in the state, urging the residents of the area to remain calm and not take laws into their own hands. The Oyo State Executive Council on Tuesday approved that a bill to upgrade the Oyo State Fire Services Law and also replace it with Oyo State Fire Services Agency Law should be forwarded to the state's House of Assembly. This was revealed by the Commissioner for Energy Resources, Barrister Seun Ashamu, while briefing newsmen on behalf of the State Executive Council shortly after the 21st meeting. However, the State's Executive Council on Tuesday also approved the sum of 800 million naira as counterpart fund for Oyo State Rural Water Supply and Sanitation Agency. The fund, according to the administration, will provide for implementation of partnerships for expanded water supply, sanitation and hygiene in 20 local government areas of the state. The notorious kidnap kingpin Chikudubem Onwa-Madike, also known as Evans, has been sentenced by the Lagos High Court to death on Monday. The popular kidnapper, who was arrested in June 2017 and arraigned on a 2-count charge of conspiracy to commit kidnapping and kidnapping. You'd recall that Evans conspired on February 14, 2017 at about 7:45 p.m. at Ilupeju, Lagos to kidnap one Donatus Dunu and collect 223,000 for his release. He was, however, arrested after a police special squad caught up with him at his number 3 Fred Shoboyede Street, Magodo, Lagos home. The kidnap kingpin then confessed to being responsible for many high-profile kidnap cases in many states of the country, especially Lagos State. He also confessed to earning money running into billions of naira from his unlawful activities, having charged some of his victims up to $1 million ransom each. The House of Representatives Committee on Insurance and Actuarial Matters has on Tuesday begun its investigation into the failed $500 million launch of the satellite 1R, as well as the 180.9 million naira insurance premium allegedly paid for the failed Satellite 1 project, which was launched in 2011. The committee is said to have given 7 days ultimatum to NIGCOMSAT for the submission of all documents on insurance transactions and details on the expenditure of the contract sum. Chairman of the committee, Rep. Darlington Nwokocha, in his statement said that the investigative hearing was to expose breaches by the operator who allegedly influenced the contract, as well as financial infractions that have held down the multi-million-dollar satellite contract after exhaustive deliberation on the issues. About 3.124 trillion naira will go into debt servicing next year, according to a budget call circular released by the Budget Office of the Federation, BOF. The debt servicing obligations will be made up of 2.183 trillion naira for domestic debt and 940.89 billion naira for foreign debt. It was, however, gathered that the thrust of the federal government's capital expenditure program in 2001 will be the completion of as many ongoing projects as possible, rather than starting new projects. Moving on to the foreign scene, Mali's President Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta has early today said he is resigning to avoid bloodshed, hours after he was arrested by troops in a sudden coup that followed a months-long political crisis in the fragile West African nation. Rebel soldiers were reported to have detained Ibrahim Boubacar Keïta and Prime Minister Boubou Cissé on Tuesday and drove the pair to a military base in the town of Kati, near the capital Bamako. Keïta, who appeared calm in a statement with newsmen after midnight to declare the dissolution of the government and National Assembly, and said he had no choice but to resign with immediate effect. Meanwhile, neighboring states, France and the European Union, is said to have warned against any unconstitutional transfer of power as the coup played out on Tuesday. A United Nations-led initiative to speed up the development of COVID-19 vaccines and medications is said to be facing a massive funding gap, according to the World Health Organization. A World Health Organization spokeswoman in Geneva told newsmen that the project, known as the Access to COVID-19 Tools Accelerator, ACT, is said to have received $2.5 billion in pledges, noting that the United Nations Health Agency estimates that $31.3 billion is needed to fund ACT over an initial period of 12 months. The initiative, which was launched at a Brussels donor conference in May, is set to advocate for the fair distribution of future vaccines and medications to developing as well as developed countries. Meanwhile, representative who leads Welcome's Germany office, Caroline Smuch, has also criticized countries that have negotiated individually with pharmaceutical companies to pre-order vaccines that are still in development, including Germany, the United States, and Switzerland, stressing that the first shipments of vaccines must be available to at-risk people everywhere and not just in a few countries. In the exciting world of sports, Dean Henderson has announced that he is closing in on a new contract at Manchester United, but his immediate future remains unclear. Henderson, who is reported to have put in a number of brilliant performances on loan at Sheffield United this season, has led to rumours that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could give him a chance as Manchester United #1 next season. The 23-year-old has enjoyed 2 very impressive seasons at Sheffield United, but does not want to return to Old Trafford and play second fiddle to current first choice David De Gea. However, newsman claims that Henderson is on the verge of signing a mega new 4-year Old Trafford deal worth $100,000 a week, with Manchester United concerned about interest from the likes of Chelsea. The deal is set to represent a big leap of faith from the Red Devils, with Henderson's new contract taking the club's spending on goalkeepers alone to $575,000 a week. Ronald Koeman has been appointed as Barcelona's new head coach, replacing Quique Setien. The former Barca defender was confirmed as head coach after Quique Setien was sacked in the wake of the humiliating 8-2 Champions League quarter-final defeat to Bayern Munich. It is his first club job since he left Everton in October 2017, and the stakes could not be higher, with Lionel Messi entering the closing stages of his career. However, the former Everton boss has now coached 4 of the 5 teams he represented during his playing career, which are Ajax, PSV, Barcelona, and Feyenoord, with Groningen being the only exception. With that, we've come to the end of the news. A recap of the headlines. Makinde gives marching orders on escaped killer suspect in AKINYELE. Reps probe alleged waste of $500 million NIGCOMSAT satellite project fund. And on the foreign scene, Mali's president announces resignation after rebel troops launch coup. And in the world of sports, Barcelona appoints KOEMAN as head coach. Please do not forget to always adhere to COVID-19 safety measures. The news was compiled by Mobola Badikale. I am Olaide Amosu. Good day and thank you for watching.